Hello, my name is Sharon Jackson. I will be facilitating the training for the Utilities University's Individual Development Plan, or IDP. We will be going over the process and procedures for admission into the UU program. Now let's get started. Creating an Individual Development Plan, IDP. Required for admission to Utilities U. Requirements for UU admission. There are 3 requirements for admission into the UU program. The first requirement is you must have an approved Individual Development Plan, IDP. Second, you must successfully have completion of a confidential work skills assessment, which can be scheduled through the Divisional Training Coordinator after completing your IDP. Number 3, you must be in good standing as an employee. This means fully competent or proficient performance evaluation with no developmental plan in the last 2 years. There can be no disciplinary actions or pending constructive action plan in the last 2 years. So let's talk a little bit more about the work skills assessment, which is a part of the IDP process. Prior to UU enrollment, employee skills will be assessed to ensure they are ready to participate in UU. We will be using the National Career Readiness Assessment, which was created by ACT, an independent not-for-profit who's known for their college testing programs. The assessments will be applied math, reading for information, and locating information. The employees can take practice tests. Employees can get remedial help to improve their skills if necessary. Employees must be in good standing to enroll in the UU program. Who's responsible for managing your career? We will watch a short video by Dr. Beverly Kay on Take Charge of Your Career to answer that question, who's in charge of managing your career?
Have you ever asked yourself, is it really possible to manage my own career? Well, if you have, you're not alone. And let me tell you, it's not only possible, it is an imperative. Nowadays, no one can take charge of your own career more than you can. No one can be accountable for getting what you want from your career but you. Maybe years ago, the organization managed it for you, or your manager managed it for you, no more. Today, you are accountable for the satisfaction you get in your own career. Now, truly, it's not you alone. I believe in something called the 3S model, meaning for the individual, you bring the spark. You think about what you want. You knock on your manager's door and you say, here's what I want for my career. For your manager, they add the S for support. They don't give you the answers. Instead, they support you in a good conversation about your career. And the third S is your organization. Their job is to provide the systems and the structure that, in fact, help you develop a career within the confines of your organization. So it's spark for you, support from your manager, and systems and structure from the organization. So let me tell you what it takes to have that spark. There are 5 steps in really managing your own career. No matter what level you are, no matter what function you are, no matter where you are in your organization. Number 1, it takes knowing yourself. That means knowing your skills, your interests, your values, the preferred kind of environment you like to work in. Number 2, it takes knowing how others see you. You must step out into the world and get feedback from other people. Have them tell you the truth. Have them tell you what you need to do to grow and get better. Number 3, it is know the world of work. Understand what's changing and understand how your particular job or position or function might have to change as, in fact, we hit this changing world of work. Now, number 4 is know your options. The most important letter in the word options is the S at the end of the word. You must have more than one. I wrote a book years ago called Up is Not the Only Way. Biggest mistake I made was not making sweatshirts and mugs to match, because up is still not the only way. And there are numerous ways for you to move in the organization. You can move laterally, you can enrich, you can move back to something else, you can explore a new possibility. And the 5th step is know what you need to learn and how you're going to learn it. Develop a plan of action. So there are 5 knows. You've got to know yourself. You've got to know how others see you. You've got to know how the world of work is changing. You've got to know your options in that world of work, and you've got to know a plan of action. What steps are you going to take? And let me tell you, this is not just a nicety. It's a necessity. It's not just for you personally. It means you have to align your goals with the direction of your organization. The more aligned you are, the more your organization will be able to use your talent well. So when you ask yourself, is it possible to manage my own career? It absolutely is possible, and you are in charge.
The employee's supervisor responsibility. Employees are responsible for managing their careers and creating their own individual development plans. Supervisors are to assist and coach employees through the IDP process. See page 17 through 21 of the succession plan. It shows the IDP process, the responsibilities for employees and supervisors in more detail. But we're going to cover the majority of this information. But I suggest you have access to the succession plan, again, pages 17 to 21. Employees must initiate and prepare their own IDP and convey their career development interests to their supervisors. Employees must be open to honest feedback from supervisors and use it to pursue training opportunities in weak areas. Supervisors must encourage and support all employees who would like to obtain training, practice new skills, and broaden workplace skills. Supervisors should have open, honest career discussions with employees. Objectives. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand the importance of aligning your personal career development goals with organizational goals, identify competencies and skills needed for your current job and for career advancement, conduct a personal competency and skills evaluation, understand SMART goals, create an IDP, and discuss your career development plans with your supervisor. Or, if you are a supervisor, you will understand how to discuss the IDP process with your employees. And last, update your IDP goals mid-year and beyond. Alignment. What is alignment? Mechanics align tires, chiropractors align the spine, and orthodontists align teeth. Why is it important? Alignment results in better, more efficient operation of a larger system, such as the utilities department and city government. If individual performance is aligned with the needs of our employer, we are more likely to be successful. In the case of tires, what is the system that is supported by the tires? What system is supported by the spine? And what system is supported by proper alignment of the teeth? These are examples of why alignment is important in our personal lives and in our careers. What do we align? We align our goals and performance standards with the Utilities Department Strategic Business Plan. That includes our department mission, organizational goals, longer-term goals, key performance measures, major initiatives. We align job performance to customer needs. What are the requirements of your job? Who receives the services you provide, internal or external customers? What do customers expect? and how will customers measure quality? Identify competencies and skills needed for job enrichment and/or for career advancement. First, you must conduct honest personal assessment and ask yourself these questions. How effectively am I contributing now? What skills or competencies should I develop or improve to be promotable? And 3, what are realistic target dates to reach my goal? After you answer those questions, then you must ask, how can I contribute to the utilities department goals? First, you should review the succession plan, look at organizational charts and job descriptions, review the utilities department strategic business plan, gain an understanding of the services we provide, the challenges and the goals we have for improvement. Understand how your specific job function contributes to the broader goals of the utilities department. Look at your current job description, job requirements, and performance appraisals, and conduct an honest self-assessment. Consider your strengths and weaknesses. Look at the areas that can easily be improved upon, i.e., attendance and reliability. Employees who are at work every day on time are generally given more responsibility, which broadens skills, making them more valuable and promotable. These are areas that can easily be improved on and will have immediate positive impact to the employee and to the organization. Successful leaders embrace responsibility and accountability. They don't make excuses. Next, make a list of areas that you and your supervisor have noted in your performance appraisal that can be improved, such as interpersonal skills, customer service, organizing and planning, writing or math skills, even computer skills. Ask yourself, what UU classes or personal development opportunities do I need to pursue to improve the competencies in the identified areas, and how long will it take to accomplish these? Be sure your IDP lists courses, on-the-job training, or other ways to gain the competencies you want to develop. Create realistic target dates to reach goals, and update as you reach your goals. Set new ones. How to gain a broader view, resources to use in creating an IDP. Utilities job descriptions. You should look at descriptions for your current job and the job you want to have. Review the organizational charts. Understand the structure and job classifications within your department. Succession plan. Review the plan for employee development designed to help preserve and maintain organizational knowledge, and the strategic business plan, which will allow you to understand utilities department mission and goals and how you contribute. These resources may be found on the intranet for Utilities U in the HR section on the home page. Employees need to understand that all utilities jobs contribute to the overall department mission. Job descriptions provide a general description of each job, including the essential functions, working conditions, and physical demands. Specific job requirements list the skills, knowledge, and abilities required for the position. And some positions may require specific licensing be obtained only through higher education, such as a civil engineer or an accountant. Now that we have gained a broader view of the utilities department and its function, let's talk about creating achievable goals. Creating SMART goals. SMART goals state what is expected and how you will measure success. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So let's use SMART goals to develop an IDP. This is an example of the IDP form, which may be found on page 21 of the succession plan. You should remember to include the time period covered in column 8, which will usually be 12 months. Also on this form, which is not shown on the slide, there is a signature line for employee, supervisor, and the division manager. Now we'll walk through the steps to complete each column. The IDP form, examples of aligning personal goals to department goals. Again, look at the Individual Development Plan form, the IDP. This gives us an example of the two columns on the IDP form. Column 1 asks for employees to list personal development goals for the coming year. Column 2 asks you to show the connection of your personal goal with the Utilities Department mission. Under development goals for the coming year, you have room to select up to 3 goals. In the example, we have 2: improve the way I interact with customers and enhance my computer skills. In column 2, you should define the relationship with your goal with the department or division mission. My goals are relevant because Utilities' goal is to improve customer satisfaction, and Utilities' goal is to have a qualified workforce. IDP form, examples of skills to be developed in planned activities. Column 3. This slide shows an example for the 3rd and 4th columns on the IDP form. Column 3 asks for skills development. That would be communication, customer service skills, and computer skills. Column 4 asks for the planned activities to achieve this skill. Communication courses, take customer service courses, technology courses, and work with the supervisor to apply what is learned in the class, perhaps a specific project or assignment. Examples for the IDP form continued. In column 5, it asks for deadlines. My target date for completing these goals is, and our example shows July 1 of 2013, usually 12 months in the future. Column 6 asks for resources, access to a computer to practice computer skills. Column 7 asks for your progress review. How will this be measured? By improved customer satisfaction and performance results. Column 8 is date completed. List the actual date completed. So let's look at column 5 in a little more detail. Deadline. This asks the employee to list the target dates or deadline for completion of career goals. It's important to be realistic with this deadline. Column 6 asks the employee to list any resources that may be needed to accomplish your career goals. This may be needing access to a computer. Ask your supervisor for assistance in this area. Column 7, progress review. Ask the employee to show how progress will be measured. And last, column 8 is date completed. Simply shows the date the goal was completed. The employee supervisor IDP discussion. Discuss the strengths you have that you would like to use more often to the benefit of the department with your supervisor. List what talents would you like to use that aren't being used. Ask for assignments when possible that use those talents. You should ask what areas can be improved in your current job. What do you wish you could do more effectively or more efficiently? Ask your supervisor to suggest ways you can improve and offer your own suggestions. That shows initiatives. Now we'll watch a short video on the manager's role in career coaching, again by Dr. Beverly Kay.
So here's a model to consider. I call it my 3S model. And each player in this model has a specific role to play. Employees, I consider, have to have the spark. They have to come to you and say, here's what I really want for my career. The organization provides the systems and the structure and the policies to make the career environment work, and you provide the support. Now notice I said support. I didn't say the answer. I didn't say a career path perfectly laid out. All I said was support. And there are 5 ways you can truly support your employees as they plan their careers. And here's what it looks like. Number 1, you need to get them talking, meaning get them to talk about their interests, their skills, their values, the context they like to work in. Number 2, get them reflecting. Get them to think about whether or not they are seen in the organization the way they think they're seen. What's their reputation? Number 3, get them considering. Get them considering how their work is changing, how their profession is changing, how their organization is changing. Number 4, get them analyzing. Get them analyzing some different career moves. Make sure they don't put all their eggs in one basket. Remember, up is not the only way. Employees today have to think about multiple ways to build their careers, vertical movement being only one. And the 5th step is to get them moving, meaning knowing what they need to learn and how they're going to learn it. And let me give you a cue. You don't have to be the teacher. You can link them to the resources they can go after so they learn what they need to learn to move towards several different career options. So it's 5 things you have to be able to do. You have to be able to get them talking. You have to be able to get them reflecting. You have to be able to get them considering. You have to be able to get them analyzing. And you have to be able to get them moving. And if you do those things, I believe you will be aligning talent, the needs of your talent, more with the needs of your organization and the business directions it's taking. And that is critical to remaining competitive in today's environment. So when you ask yourself, is it possible to manage someone else's career? I'm here to tell you, not only is it possible, it is one of the most powerful things you can do as a manager.
The IDP discussion with supervisor. Discuss each portion of the IDP, gaining input and agreement. Employee and supervisor both sign and date. Employee forwards to the division manager for final approval, and the division manager returns to the employee. Once fully approved, the employee takes the IDP to the training coordinator to proceed with the next step for UU admission or other approved career development. IDP Cycle. The first circle indicates that you create your IDP or update it. The second circle we move to is to have a mid-year review, and the third is your year-end review, and the cycle starts over. You must keep your IDP updated with the programs and the classes you take at the time they're taken. The initial step 1, development. The employee creates career development goals, identifies skills to be developed, plans activities. The employee meets with their supervisor to discuss the IDP and gain approval. Employee, supervisor, and the division manager signs and approves the IDP. The employee implements his or her plan by attending the classes and applying the skills learned. During the mid-year review, the employee records results that describe his or her progress toward the goals. The employee meets with the supervisor to discuss the progress, and both discuss and address barriers that may prevent employee from attaining the goal. The year-end review process. Employee records performance results that describe progress towards meeting goals since the mid-year review. The employee meets with his or her supervisor to discuss progress. Both discuss and address barriers that may have prevented employee from attaining goals. Employee records completion dates for goals achieved, and the employee creates new goals for the coming year. For questions, contact your division's training coordinator or call 297-1369 or 297-2908. Thank you for your interest in the Utilities U IDP process. I look forward to seeing you in some of the upcoming classes.